senators left here today thinking the president is open to some tweaks to the Affordable Care Act that don't gut it, but just tweak it. Is that accurate?
The president has said, I think publicly many times, that he is open to suggestions from any quarter about how to improve the Affordable Care Act, make its the benefits that it provides to the American people better and more efficiently delivered. And he understands that with any kind of program like this and legislation like this, that as was the case with Social Security and Medicare Part D and the Children's Health Insurance Program, there are ways to improve it. He doesn't doubt it. What he of course won't accept is improvements, or actually efforts to do away with the Affordable Care Act that come in the guise of improvements or delays or modest defunding or things. I think we've talked about it here, that some of the ideas that have obviously been pretty firmly rejected by a majority of the American people, that have been put forward by Republicans as part of this debate and gussied up as mere adjustments or delays of the Affordable Care Act, were sincere efforts to try to eliminate it indirectly. And the president firmly believes that it's important to provide access to affordable health insurance to millions of Americans, and that's what the Affordable Care Act does and will do. And as is the case now, since the marketplaces have been opening, individuals across the country are finding out that they have a variety of options available to them at affordable prices to get quality health insurance that they never could have gotten before.
So the delay of the medical device tax is one that is coming up again and again now. Does that fall under the category of delays that he would find?
So I think that
damaging.
Again, the president is open without threats of continued shutdown or threats of default to having serious conversations about our budget priorities, budget proposals, as well as any ideas that any lawmaker might have about ways to improve the Affordable Care Act. He's willing to look at any proposal. When it comes to the one you mentioned, I think it's important to note that eliminating that provision would substantially increase the deficit. So that is something that would greatly concern him. Any proposal that anyone put forward would have to take into account the much unremarked upon fact by Republicans that the Affordable Care Act reduces the deficit. Again, as scored by the CBO and independent economists, the Affordable Care Act is a deficit reducer. It's paid for and then some in the medium and long term. So it would be very important to the president to ensure that that principle is maintained regardless of the proposals that are put forward.
Okay.
All right.
A couple days ago, the White House was very unhappy about Boehner's decision to show up at the White House with just 18 or 20 Republicans instead of the entire conference. But it seems like it was actually one of the most productive meetings that have happened since the shutdown. Do you regret the position the White House took?